Hi Pisces, this is your April 2015 horoscope with me, Lada, from astrolada.com, and this is for everyone who has their ascendant, sun or moon in Pisces. And you can find out what your ascendant sign is from my birth chart calculator, also your moon sign, from the planetary detail table below. It says very clearly there ascendant or moon sign and sun sign, and make sure you check at least your ascendant sign, because it gives you an extra layer and understanding why your month will be more different than any other Pisces, because you have a different ascendant, because you might have an ascendant in Gemini or in Virgo, whatever. So yes, make sure you check at least your ascendant sign, if you have more time, even the moon sign. And you'll see that even if the predictions are a bit contradictory, they'll actually merge and you experience all these things on different levels. And also below the planetary detail table, below your horoscope, there is your transits for the next 3 years, which will tell you, and they're specific only for you, no one else in the world will have those transits. The software calculates them particularly for you, what the important events that are going to happen, key events for the next 3 years for you. And these are usually the most fated ones. So anyway, what does April hold for you, Pisces? Well, maybe a lot of you will still be feeling the energy from the eclipse on the 20th of March, because the energy of an eclipse is felt, of a solar eclipse in particular, is felt after that for about, a few months. And I want to remind you what the solar eclipse in Pisces is and who will feel it, because in April it continues to be with you. The energies continue to be around you. Because it's immediately the month after the solar eclipse. And not all Pisces will feel it, but the Pisces, the late born Pisces, those that are born towards basically from around the 17th, 18th of March. Let me see what days it is, sorry. Oh, all my papers here. And you'll be, of course, the last one. Yes, so basically those Pisces will feel the solar eclipse who are born from around, the 15th, 16th to around the 20th of March. So the last born Pisces, they'll feel the solar eclipse. So those who have their ascendant or their moon from around 25, 26 degrees to 30 degrees in Pisces, because the eclipse is happening in the very last degree of Pisces. And for them it means, and people born around those days, it means that the whole 2015 and the next 12 months ahead, it's a year of new beginnings. Basically, if you're born from around the 16th of March to around the 20th, and your Pisces or your ascendant or moon is there in those degrees, you should know that the next 12 months, new beginnings in a big way. When there was an eclipse on my birthday, on my sun, I started my business. So you're making space for big ways, for new beginnings in big ways. They might not manifest immediately, but you'll be feeling in April and further into the next months that something is shifting, and in the next 12 months, usually in regards to career, in regards to your path in life, in regards to if it's your sun, it's usually something to do with the path in your life that you're heading on, which to do with career, with your goals, with important male and authority figures in your life. If it's the ascendant or the moon, that are from around 15 to from around 25 to 30 degrees in Pisces, it's usually to do something with relationships, something to do. The moon is with emotional attachments, that you start new emotional attachments, you embrace new emotional and habits in your life, new relationships as well. If it's on the ascendant, overall your path in life will be changed in a big way in the next 12 months. And then the first week of April starts the lunar eclipse. And the lunar eclipse is the opposite of the solar eclipse. It's about letting go. The solar eclipse is about new things coming into your life and brand new ways of doing things. The lunar eclipse is about something being completed. It's about you detaching. Something's played its role and you're detaching from it. You're detaching from certain unproductive ways of doing things. And it's in regard to your 8th house, which is other people's resources. So maybe, and you'll feel the effects maybe in March, maybe in April. The lunar eclipse effects are felt a month before, a month after, sometimes even a couple of months after. So you will see a certain change and a need for change in the way you, if you have any mutual finances with someone, how you are dealing with those mutual finances. And maybe you've been doing it in some outdated ways. Maybe you work with some people in business and your money are involved together. So you might have to change something in order for this to be more profitable for you. Maybe some certain source of financial resource that has been to you. Maybe your parents were sending you money till now. Or maybe you're relying on the government. Or maybe sources that are not from you but that come from others. There will have to be a need to eliminate that source because it's no longer productive, or a way to change this interaction of how you're doing, what the relationship with such a person is, or with other people, that you have mutually involved finances in some way of financial interest. There will be a need for tweaking something, of changing something, or letting go of some outdated models of behavior. And again, in the extreme cases, there might be something, some source of finances that was coming to you from outside that you have to detach from. Or maybe you were giving somewhere money. Maybe your money was running away into other people, and this is no longer productive for you, so you'll be able to chop this off, and you'll be able to detach yourself from that. But 8th house is also where your emotional resources run out. It's financial and emotional resources that run out to other people. So maybe you are, giving too much emotional resources to another and you are not getting back. So you'll be able to detach from this in some way, to see it from a different perspective and leave behind those outdated modes of behavior. 8th house is also addictions. 8th house is everything that has more power over us, that, just like other people that are giving us their money, they have more power over us. It's their resources than we have over them. Or it's someone else who is emotionally having more power over us. Maybe someone we're addicted over. Maybe some substance that has more emotional power over us, that makes us overreact emotionally. We can detach from those things. When you have an eclipse in the 8th house, you can detach from something that you've been obsessing over. 8th house is a very obsessive house. It's a house of emotional, it wants to bring you more emotional stability when you're self-sufficient emotionally, where you don't have to rely on others either financially or emotionally. And so you can become more independent. And that's why you can disconnect from, during this eclipse is a unique chance to disconnect from unhealthy, draining emotional or material connections to others, or even, as I said, addictions in some way that have power over us. Because the eclipse gives us this emotional detachment from those unhealthy 8th house things that have power and control over us. Okay. Then let's say what else is happening for you, Pisces. There is a very strong activation of your 2nd house the first 10-15 days. Maybe you'll feel it from the last 10 days in April and the first 10-15 days, the last 10 days in March and the first 10-15 days in April. Your 2nd house is being triggered positively. So while you're letting go of certain, finances that are mutual with another, or restructuring it, you're getting more strength to create resources yourself, to generate resources yourself, maybe new ideas that come to you for new resources. So you see, you're letting go of one thing, maybe something that you've been putting resources towards that is not productive, that you've been draining your resources, so maybe that it's been supporting you, but it's no longer valid anymore for your growth in some way. You're detaching from those things, and you're generating more independence through your own ideas or new opportunities for financial stability on your own. And you might do some kind of a revision financially as well, because Mercury is in your 2nd house till the 15th of April. Mercury is the manager, so you can devise a better plan to manage your resources. You can think of some better idea to invest it, or better bank to move it to. You can reorganize your clothes, your possessions as well, because Mercury likes to organize things and likes to put order into things, to manage them better. And 2nd house is all possessions and money and material things. Okay, and as I said, you can come up also with new financial ideas as well. And then after that, the energy is moving into your 3rd house, especially in the next, Most of April you will feel the third house influence as well, but there'll be Venus, the Sun, Mars, and Mercury that at certain periods in April are in your third house. So pretty much the whole of April, your third house is triggered by different planets. So the dynamics can be different at different periods of the month. But what does it mean? You get very busy. When third house is active, it's business house. You get busy. Busyness. Third house is the house of mental activity. Your mind gets very active. And the further you progress into the month, you feel it even more. You get more curious about the world. You want to read more news, what's happening around. You start getting more news and information. Like you might even have difficulty falling asleep because your mind works a lot. But like people calling you more, people want to be in touch more. If you're in any business or career which involves communications, information, exchanging of information, especially the second part of the month becomes very active for you. Like for example, I'm in media, like I shoot videos, I communicate, I write articles, I do horoscopes, spoken. This is all third house, giving, imparting information, receiving information, spoken, written word, advertising, media, social networking, management, all such activities, or working in teams with others get very hectic, very busy. And there might be some because Mars is also there, and Mars tends to give problems, and third house is your computer, anything which you use to communicate, your phone, so make sure you take better care of them so they don't break, certain accidents don't happen, that you don't lose them, they don't get stolen as well, because Mars can give certain dysfunctions with such things, the third house things which connect us. But third house is also travel, so especially in the second part of the month you can travel somewhere, you can get more, much more moving to and fro about, you can have much more exchanges with neighbors, with friends, with people that you're in your daily life. You might be called to be more proactive and to do some certain activity with groups, with people in a group, like teammates, playmates, competitors. You become also more competitive. And Mars loves to be in the third house because third house is competition. And, our siblings, it rules our siblings, it rules our teammates, our colleagues, and all these are our competitors, just like siblings, we compete with them, so we do the same with our colleagues. And anyone that you're competing with, you seem to get the upper hand because Mars is in your third house. But there is a conflict there as well, so be prepared to face it. You might be more triggered, more aggravated, and because of that you decide to tackle on that competition and win over in some way, to shine better, to be more initiative, so you take the limelight. Third house is also self-initiative, and when Mars is in the third house and it's throughout the whole of April, you become definitely much more proactive in doing difficult things, in handling, in going and competing with others. Third house also rules learning new things. Fantastic time in April. Learn new things. Like, I think I'm going to start learning to drive. That's a third house thing. And my third house also falls in Taurus, so definitely for me. But, for you, Pisces, third house is learning some new activity, maybe learn to operate some software, learn some new skill, or learn some new program, or anything which is learning new skills is very auspicious for you, Pisces, in April. And it's great to tackle such things. And I just want to give you some specific days. Those of you who are the February born Pisces, they might have it a little bit more tough because they're having Saturn transit. February born, I would say, not all, but especially the ones that are born from the 21st, 22nd, 23rd, and 24th, approximately to the 25th of February. They're having Saturn transit and they're feeling it strong now in April. Or those of you who have their ascendant or their moon in Pisces in the first 5 degrees. 0 to 4 or 5 degrees the most. Saturn is aspecting those degrees. Things are a bit more complicated. They happen more slowly. And Neptune is also aspecting those degrees, so there might be some confusion, some complications. You have to be more careful. You have to be proceeding with caution. You have to test things 3 times before you do them. Don't trust people blindly, because there is also possibility of being misled in some way. But, you know, work hard. Try not to do some dodgy things behind the scenes, or everything has to be with cards down, open on the table, and it has to be honest, and it has to be through your personal hard work. You're not gonna get there by, you know, avoiding or getting shortcuts. These are the demands of Saturn. It wants just correct, honest actions, and then it can reward you, but only through hard work. So you can feel more demands, more pressure on you, more responsibilities piling on you. So you might have it a bit more difficult than the rest of the Pisces. So thank you very much, Pisces, and I will see you next month.